Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another episode of The Comment Section. I'm Reagan Conrad. Will the nerds save America or take it over? Some of the identities of Elon Musk's Doge agency were recently exposed to the public, and people are losing their minds, both in good and bad ways, depending on who you ask. Wired dropped an article with the names of 6 young men who are leading the Doge charge, and you can tell just by their title which side they fall in this debate. It says, the young, inexperienced engineers aiding Elon Musk's government takeover.
Oh, scary. Oh, shiver my timbers.
Takeover? I think they mean to say makeover. Because what they are doing is crazy, and we'll get into that in a second. But I also just wanted to remind everyone in this episode that unlike other government agencies, Doge has a plan to delete itself on July 4th, 2026, the country's 250th anniversary, by the way, which is going to be a wild celebration, I have a feeling, in 2026. But this is what Wired said. They said, Wired has identified 6 young men, all apparently between the ages of 19 and 24, according to public databases, their online presences and other records, who have little to no government experience and are now playing critical roles in Musk's so-called Department of Government Efficiency. It is called that. It's not so called. Tasked by executive order with modernizing federal technology and software to maximize governmental efficiency and productivity. The engineers also hold nebulous job titles within Doge, and at least one appears to be working as a volunteer. So good. Someone said, bro's running the treasury like a startup. Someone responded to that and said, it seriously is the wildest thing I've ever seen. Someone else said, that MF is going to fix the US government spending in 6 months. This guy responded again and said, if anyone can do it, it's him. No exaggeration. Musk is a business genius. And before he bought Twitter, he was admired and at least respected by nearly everyone for his work in both space exploration and helping the environment through Tesla. I mean, he made electric cars cool, which is a huge feat for someone like myself who believes that a 90s Bronco is the coolest car in the world. But that aside, I would almost consider getting a Tesla. I wouldn't, but it's at least cool looking. Actually, no, it's not. It's only on the inside that they're even cool. Yeah. And while some people are very surprised by this move from Elon to hire young people, he was literally recruiting for the best and the brightest just a few months ago. This one article says, Elon Musk says he wants super high IQ workers for Doge, but they may not be paid. So instead, he got a bunch of college kids that are like, I'll do it.
So pick me. Choose me.
Musk said working for Doge would be tedious and that the compensation would be 0. Oh, it's so funny to me. I think that Musk was angry at first when their names first got out, but now that they have and the media has been melting down, he's been having fun with it. CNN was covering the Wired article the other day with one of the journalists from that article, and just the lower third says, Wired, Doge teen, known online as Big Balls, now a government expert. Like, what is actually... Oh, it's so unserious and stupid. And all of their faces are also so serious, like this is hard-hitting journalism. And then their freaking Chiron is just like, big balls.
They look so angry.
They look so angry. Elon obviously retweeted this and said, this was actually on TV. And also, big balls was trending in the technology section. Most critics are coming after them for their age or inexperience or the fact that they are getting access to classified information. 19 to 24 are too dumb and young to understand the ramifications of their actions. This will have ramifications.
I thought the left was all about, bringing in the youth.
Well, great point, Bobby. Here's another one. Those complaining about this are the same people who claim kids know they're transgender as babies, recruit middle schoolers to get their genitals chopped, and want 16-year-olds to vote. My sister, who served in the Air Force, made a very good point when she noted that there are plenty of 18-year-olds within our federal government with access to top secret information. The same young men and women that we also send to fight and die for our freedoms. Those young ages are fine to be on the front lines, so why is there an issue when young tech-savvy geniuses take part in a government agency remodel? Would they not be the perfect ones to handle that job? Geniuses that haven't been sitting in government offices corrupting for 30 years. They have no stakes in the game except for doing exactly what Doge is there to do. Find waste and remove it.
What? I love garbage.
And these young men have insane resumes. And just to prove my point, one of those young men, Luke, even used his knowledge of technology to decode an ancient scroll. Let me just show you a clip of this video with Luke in it to show you exactly what I mean, because it's wild.
One day I was just listening to a podcast back in March. It was with Nat Friedman. He just kind of got on the podcast, explained like there are these burnt up scrolls that were buried in the Pompeii eruption.
Look at these. These are these burned up scrolls that he's about to freaking decipher.
No one knows how to read them, but some professors have created CT scans of these scrolls, and they uploaded the data on the internet as a competition to see who could find writing inside of these scrolls. And when I heard that, I was just immediately like, oh my goodness, this is such a cool project.
The chessboard in the background. I mean, this is great. It's so wholesome.
There are hundreds of these scrolls that are from the mansion. We've scanned a couple of them, and no one had been able to find any writing in them using these methods. Late one Saturday night, I was sitting at a party at a friend's house in Omaha, and I get a text from another person on the challenge team, and he says, hey, I've just uploaded this new kind of piece of the scroll, you should take a look at it. I remotely accessed my computer, I type into it like, please run the algorithm on this new piece of scroll. And then I just kind of started, I pull out my phone again, just nonchalantly like, hey, I wonder how that went. And there are 3 Greek letters on the screen, the letters I'd never seen before.
That's
it was
so sick.
really cool because it's like, oh my goodness, like we actually detected new writing in the scrolls using AI. That was the moment I realized like this is actually gonna work. Like we're probably going to read the scrolls. When we found this first word, you know, we went public with it, and I think everyone has been very pleasantly surprised by the amount of attention it's gotten.
So the New York Times at one point thought this kid was cool. He was loved by the media, but now...
Well, well, well. How the turntables...
I mean, if he can find text on ancient scrolls burned in Pompeii, then I think he can find some extra spending happening within our government. One commenter said, bro is decoding ancient scrolls, the treasury budget is so cooked. But then shortly after their names were released, they started getting doxed on Blue Sky. The libs are doxing Musk's Doge team on Blue Sky. Address, phone numbers, photos, everything. They're starting an intimidation campaign. And then I saw an apparent employee at Boston University posted this, again on Blue Sky. Wanted for treason, dead or alive. Which is a crazy thing to post. And after this went viral, Boston University started removing a Jared May from all of their platforms. Like here, you can see this still online. And when I went to click on this Jared May from Boston University, this screen popped up. Sorry, the page was not found. So it does very clearly look like they are removing him from their platforms. And it does say that a Jared May was an assistant media technician at Boston University. Breaking, Boston University employee who basically called to put a bounty on the Doge employees' heads was just scrubbed from their site. It's all so wild to watch this meltdown happen over a few young geniuses who are working to identify waste and corruption and then remove it from our government. Our country is in trillions of dollars of debt. We are drowning in it. If you're also in debt and feeling buried under credit card bills, personal loans, or medical debt, you should check out my friends at PDS Debt. Don't let your money keep slipping away. Try PDS Debt instead and discover why thousands of people each month trust PDS Debt to save them time and money. They do more than just help you manage payments. They empower you to take control of your financial future. Their technology goes beyond the numbers to understand your unique situation, creating a clear path to financial freedom that fits your lifestyle. Here's something really important. There's no minimum credit score required. Whether your credit is bad or fair, PDS Debt is there to help you save more and pay off your debt faster. They have customized options for anyone struggling with credit cards, personal loans, collections, or medical bills. Every day you wait, it's costing you money. So get started today with your free debt analysis in just 30 seconds at pdsdebt.com/Conrad. That's pdsdebt.com/Conrad. Take back control today by visiting pdsdebt.com/Conrad. And hopefully, the boys over at Doge will also take back control of our crazy financial spending. But everyone is too focused on the ages of the young men to care about the corruption that they're actually uncovering. It seems Democrats and the deep state are more concerned about Elon Musk exposing their corruption than the corruption itself. These people working on Doge need security protection more than most in Congress, which clearly, after we've seen what's unfolding over on Blue Sky, they really do. Why are they not addressing the corruption that the young men are uncovering? Wired posted again promoting their article, and they said engineers between 19 and 24, most linked to Musk's companies, are playing a key role as he seizes control of federal infrastructure. Someone responded to that and said, seize more. Yes, have you seen the bullshit uncovered? Maybe write about that. Let's just listen to a few of the things that they have already uncovered.
And I would just say a strong message to Democrats who are out there pretending to be outraged about the long list of crap that this administration is cutting federal waste and funding, like $2 million for sex changes in Guatemala, $6 million to fund tourism in Egypt, $20 million on a new Sesame Street show in Iraq, $4.5 million to combat disinformation in Kazakhstan. I could go on, and I'm happy to provide this list to every single one of you.
I would love to read the whole list. Honestly, it's entertainment, because it's like, what are the two things that make no sense? Let's put them together and spend millions of dollars on it. It just gets worse, because here's another video. Poor Caroline. She has a fun job.
Through USAID over the past several years, these are some of the insane priorities that organization has been spending money on. $1.5 million to advance DEI in Serbia's workplaces. $70,000 for a production of a DEI musical in Ireland.
Why do we have anything to do with Serbia? And I mean, again, none of these things make any sense.
$47,000 for a transgender opera in Colombia. $32,000 for a transgender comic book in Peru.
Again, random thing, random country.
That's genius!
US pays for it. And again, a reminder, this is our money that's being spent. One user said, it's absolutely disgusting when you think about how many Americans are suffering right now, along with all those affected by natural disasters, businesses lost during the COVID lockdowns, people who lost their jobs, homes, and everything else because they weren't allowed to work. So yes, I want to laugh at this money because of the absurdity of it that's being spent elsewhere, but then you think about people suffering in our country, and it makes you even more enraged. The disruption of so many on Capitol Hill seeing the competent young geniuses around Elon. Elon shows up with superstars, and Congress realizes they don't even have the minor league quality staff. Womp, womp. Again, he was recruiting the best and the brightest. Shouldn't be surprised. Another woman asked, are they trying to make this sound like a bad thing? Because again, we're all like, this is great. But yes, many are. I mean, again, they're claiming that these individuals have access to classified materials and that it is concerning given the fact that they are not elected officials. And while there are elements of those complaints that are, of course, to be taken seriously and making sure that everything is being done by the book, I have not seen anyone saying that these young men are not being put through the proper security clearances that anyone handling sensitive data must go through. Even right now, Musk and the federal judges are going back and forth to confirm exactly how and who from his team is allowed to see what. So he's not acting completely unchecked. Reports indicate that at least 4 of the 6 new hires have been granted top-level security clearance. However, none of these hires have prior experience in public service or government administration. The article goes on and says, following this, many warn that allowing individuals without a background in federal governance to access classified agencies like General Services Administration and the Office of Personnel Management could pose significant risks. You have individuals who are not career public officials, great, gaining access to some of the most sensitive government data. Congress has no real ability to intervene or monitor what's happening. Don Moynihan, professor at University of Michigan, told Wired. They don't need to be career public officials. He's literally saying they're not career public officials, so it's like, no. We don't want career public officials because then they spend trillions of dollars and they don't care. Need some young blood in there.
It's like they don't understand how math works.
No, again, if they're just these crazy people off the street or from China, like coming in and clearly being spies trying to gain our data, there's been no evidence of anything malicious. They're just brilliant younger humans doing this.
Brilliant young minds.
Not even kids. It's not like he brought in a bunch of middle schoolers and was like, all right, kids, find the corruption. Like,
they'd probably do a better job
than our current career politicians.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's the problem. Congress is not a nimble governing body that is good at taking care of not spending a lot of money. So, like, I'm glad that they're not involved. They're potentially the ones who got us into this mess. So, of course, they're not going to be the same ones getting us out. You know, hundreds of people in those departments have access to this. Did you know thousands of employer hospitals have access to your social security number and personal information? Someone else said, I went to school in the 1980s. Everyone's social security number was printed on their student ID card and half of the school had it. Relax, your social security number is already on the dark web anyways. It's already on every government thing. It's your social security number, which is a government issued number. So the fact that it's seen by government officials is not the craziest thing. It's just so wild to watch how the media has to paint everything. Like, it's very easy to make something look bad that maybe actually isn't that bad, but the average person doesn't know that. Let's actually take a gander at the national debt clock right now and see what it's up to. I used to look at this in social studies in middle school and we would just watch. I think the year that I watched it, it was 17 trillion. So if that dates me back to whenever I would have been in middle school, I graduated in 2015, whatever that is, we're now double that. Here's all the spending that's happening. If you guys have never looked at the US debt clock, go take a look. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be even more. $36 trillion national debt. It's such an absurd number that I can't even wrap my brain around it. Wait, what's the Doge clock? Wait, I didn't see that before. No way Elon has hacked the US debt clock. This is so funny, this new update. But now, the light at the end of the tunnel in looking at this horrifying calculator clock is that Doge is there, $67 billion saved and counting. And they just started. Whenever I want to get angry at our government, I just take a quick look at this. And I'm reminded why weird measures, such as Elon's new team, must be applied to fix this. We have never had a curtain pulled back like this before. And I think it's a little scary to everyone, but also exciting. I'm partially horrified by what I'm seeing and where our money is being spent. At the same time, I am relieved to know that the spending spree on random crap around the world will finally be put in check by a bunch of computer nerds. So perhaps the superheroes look a bit different in 2025. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to our channel and like this video if you enjoyed it. And last but not least, if you want more content, you can follow me on X and Instagram. Thanks so much and have a great day.